Daughters of the Dust. Written by B. A. Carroll. Episode 5, 22 minutes. And now we continue with our story. Inside Aurora's quarters, aboard the Chimera, a soft chirp emanates from Aurora's personal comms unit, a device she keeps hidden. But now she activates it. A string of code appears, which she rapidly deciphers. The message is short, a lifeline across the void.
Message. Ghost Fleet survived. Shepherd's Rock. Dust not lost.
A wave of profound, bone-deep relief washes over and through Aurora. She closes her eyes, a single tear tracing a path through the grime on her cheek. Athena's alive. She's alive. On the bridge of the ISD Vengeance in orbit above the planet Dust, a sensor specialist leans forward, his brow furrowed.
Sir, faint energy reflection detected, high altitude, non-hostile biological. It's carrying a fragmented data string, most likely sensor ghosting, but...
Valerius, the ship's commander, doesn't bother looking up as he replies.
Reconstruct it and send it to me.
The specialist's fingers fly. He knows any delay could cost him dearly. After a moment, the completed message appears on Valerius's main tactical screen. Reading it, Valerius allows himself a thin, predatory smile, the one that doesn't quite reach his eyes.
Let the mice gather in their nest. It makes the extermination so much more efficient.
Valerius barks out a command to his helm officer.
Once we've established its location, set a course for this Shepherd's Rock, one of the locals at the spaceport. What do they call it? Oh yes, that's right, Kushata. Someone there should know of it, or perhaps a relative of that local who wishes to live.
Aboard the Chimera, looking out the viewport in the main control room. Energized by hope, Aurora storms onto the bridge. Kaelin is at the main viewport, staring at the swirling colors of the nebula.
Turn this ship around.
Kaelin turns slowly.
I'm sorry, Rory. I can't do that.
You have your charts. You have your prize. The deal is done. Take this ship back to Dust. Take me to my sister.
Kaelin's expression hardens. The charismatic pirate replaced by a ruthless captain.
The deal was safe passage for the daughters in exchange for the map. Your sister and her little rebellion were the diversion, the cost of doing business.
He says it with chilling finality.
They were an acceptable loss. This ship is bound for the Veiled Nebula as agreed.
Aurora's hand drops to the hilt of her knife. Instantly, two of Kaelin's crew level their pulse rifles at her. Across the bridge, Alara and two other daughters rise silently, their hands disappearing into the folds of their robes, ready to draw their own blades, creating a deadly standoff. Kaelin lets out a cold, mirthless laugh.
Go on, Rory. Kill me. My crew will vent your precious daughters into the void before my body hits the deck.
He takes a step closer, his voice a low growl.
But let's say you win. You fly this bucket of bolts back to that dust ball, right into the arms of the man who forged you into a weapon. You won't be saving your sister. You'll be leading their executioner straight to your door.
The truth of his words slams into her. He has her completely, utterly trapped. Her choice is impossible. Abandon Athena to an imperial snare she doesn't know exists, or fight a losing battle to go back, betraying her promise to Alara and dooming them all. Frozen in agony. A prisoner in the gilded cage she willingly walked into. The standoff is absolute. A frozen moment of violence waiting to happen. Two of Kaelin's crew have pulse rifles trained on Aurora. Ilara and the daughters are poised to draw blades. Kaelin's cold, triumphant smirk hangs in the air. Aurora's hand trembles on the hilt of her knife. Her knuckles are white, Her eyes are locked on Kaelin, filled with a storm of fury and despair. The impulse to lunge, to end him, is a physical force. You can see the calculation on her face. The impossible equation. She could probably kill Kaelin. She might even gut his closest crew. But Alara and the daughters will die in the crossfire. And Athena would die alone on dust. Slowly, deliberately, Aurora uncurls her fingers from the knife. She raises her hand, empty, a gesture of surrender that feels like a declaration of war. Kaelin's smirk falters, confused. Aurora's voice is calm, chillingly pragmatic.
You're right. Going back there is suicide. But so is running.
I like my odds better not engaging in foolhardy rescues.
Like when I saved your ass in that corridor?
Kaelin simply shrugs it off.
I'm no hero, Rory. You know that.
Aurora smiles.
Yes, I do. But that's not the issue here. You don't know him. Valerius doesn't just clean up messes. He cauterizes them. He will hunt down every ship, every person, every memory associated with this incident. He'll find your supply caches. He'll turn your contacts. He will methodically erase you from the galaxy.
She takes a step forward. The rifle muzzles track her. She doesn't flinch.
You want to be a king? A king needs to know his enemies. Your veiled nebula won't be a kingdom. It will be the most exotic tomb in the Outer Rim, because he will follow the whispers of my name right to your door.
Kaelin's face has lost all its humor. He sees the cold, hard logic.
I am not your enemy, Kaelin. I am not your passenger. I am your single greatest asset against the man who is now hunting both of us. Keep me on this ship. Use my knowledge of his tactics. And in return, you help me find a way to warn my sister. It's not a plea. It's a strategic alliance for mutual survival against annihilation.
Kaelin studies her, a muscle twitching in his jaw. He hates being outmaneuvered, but he's a survivor first. He gives a sharp, almost imperceptible nod. His crew, confused but obedient, reluctantly lower their weapons. The daughters relax their stances. The mood on the bridge lightens and relaxes once more, later sitting in the observation deck, as the Chimera glides through the silent void. The stars are vast beyond the viewport. Aurora is alone, gazing at them, the weight of her choice pressing down on her. Alara enters, moving silently. She stands beside Aurora, not speaking for a long moment.
In our training, we are taught that the killing blade is not the one that strikes first, but the one that waits for the perfect moment.
I just condemned my sister.
No, Aurora. You chose to fight a war instead of a single battle. A daughter protects the future, even at the cost of the present.
She places a gentle hand on Aurora's shoulder.
What you did required a strength greater than any blade.
Alara's expression hardens slightly.
But be wary, child. A bargain with a serpent still leaves you in the pit. You must be the one with the quickest fangs.
Alara leaves. Aurora is left alone with the cold comfort of her matriarch's approval and the terrifying reality of her gamble. In the deep canyons of dust near Shepherd's Rock, the nomad is tucked into a deep, wind-carved canyon, a makeshift camp set up around it. The survivors, Athena, Jax, and a dozen rebels and older daughters, are weary. Rations are being counted, fuel cells checked. The mood is grim.
We have enough fuel for 2 more short hops, maybe 3 if we vent the life support. The last of the med packs are gone.
An older daughter, Lyra, 50s, approaches Athena.
We are grateful for your leadership, Athena, but we are exposed here. We must find a deeper sanctuary. To wait for a sign from Aurora.
Just then, a scout on a battered skiff roars into camp.
They're here. The Imperials. setting up a major command post at the old Trillium refinery. Trucks, supplies, troopers. It looks like they're digging in for a siege.
Athena's eyes, heavy with exhaustion, suddenly burn with a familiar fire. Lyra sees it and shakes her head.
It's a risk. We can avoid it.
No, it's an opportunity. They think we're broken, hiding in the rocks, licking our wounds.
Athena stands, her voice ringing with conviction.
We'll show them the ghost flyers still have teeth. We'll hit that depot, take their supplies, and cripple their operations before they're even set up.
After a slight pause, Drax speaks up.
It's risky, Athena.
Everything we do is risky. We can either die starving in a cave or die fighting on our feet. I choose to fight.
Her revolutionary fire is infectious. The younger rebels rally to her. Lyra and the other daughters exchange a worried glance. This is not wisdom. It is defiance. Hours later, in the mining operations control room at a long-abandoned Trillium refinery in the same sector as Shepherd's Rock. Now just a skeleton of rusted machines and pipes is carefully being staged. Black-armored Inquisitor's hounds move with silent, terrifying efficiency. They are not setting up a supply depot. They are crafting an ambush. One hound places a motion sensor in a shadowed corridor. Another takes up a sniper position on a high gantry. A third wires a heavy blast door to a remote trigger. On his starship Vengeance, Valerius watches a live schematic of the refinery on his tactical display. The movements of his hounds are marked in red. A bridge officer approaches, holding a data chip.
My lord, the salvage team recovered this from the wreckage of the rebel skiff in the vortex. The data core is heavily damaged, but we've extracted partial flight logs.
Valerius takes the chip, slotting it into his console. He watches the playback, a frantic series of evasive maneuvers.
Aggressive, emotional. She uses the storm as a blunt instrument. She lacks her sister's surgical precision.
He looks up from the console, a flicker of certainty in his cold eyes.
This one will not wait to be found. She will come to us. The hounds will not have to hunt, but simply wait for their meal to climb into its bowl.
In the Chimera's chart room, Aurora stands with Kaelin before the glowing star map. Their new alliance is being tested.
Valerius will use probe drones to sweep the main hyperspace lanes leading to the nebula. Standard Imperial doctrine. We'll be fine if we stick to the back channels.
Aurora answers without looking at him.
Wrong. That's what he wants you to think. He knows anyone using these charts would avoid the main lanes. He'll seed the back channels with sleeper probes. They'll ping us the second we drop out of hyperspace. His main fighter craft will be waiting for the echo.
She points to a seemingly empty stretch of space.
Your only safe route is here, directly through the gravimetric interference of the Cygnus gas cloud. It will blind his long-range sensors, but your navigation will be manual.
Kaelin stares at the route, then at her. He sees the truth in it. She just saved his ship. A tense, grudging respect continues to form.
As always, you earn your keep, Rory.
Later, as Aurora is assisting Kaelin's navigator with integrating the new route.
Your processing power is being throttled. The daughter's data is complex. You should run a level 3 diagnostic to reallocate system resources. I can write a simple subroutine to handle it.
The captain doesn't like anyone messing with my system.
The captain also doesn't like flying blind into an Imperial ambush. Just run the program.
The navigator reluctantly agrees. As the diagnostic runs, a string of code flashes on the screen, too fast to read. It contains a tiny, dormant program. A ghost, a backdoor to the ship's long-range communications array. A seed planted in the dark. Back at the Trillium refinery nearing the middle of the night, a furious dust storm rages, providing perfect cover. Athena, Kael, and their strike team move like wraiths through the storm. They reach the perimeter. The sentries are few, their patrols predictable. Kyle takes one out with a silent stun bolt. Drax bypasses the gate controls with ease. Kyle whispering into comms.
This seems too easy, Athena.
Over the secure channel, Athena responds.
Imperial arrogance. They don't respect us. So let's make them regret their error.
They breach the main warehouse, and it's a treasure trove. Crates of fuel cells, medical kits, weapon components stacked high. Their confidence soars. Athena flashes a triumphant smirk.
See? They never saw us coming. Let's load up. This is the victory we needed.
For a moment, under the dim service lights of the refinery, her reckless plan seems to have paid off. They are not just survivors anymore. They are defenders. As the rebels begin hauling crates, the world turns white. High-intensity floodlights snap on, blinding them. A deafening klaxon blares. Slam! 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 Heavily rusted blast doors crash down, sealing every exit, turning the refinery into a steel tomb. The rebels spin around, disoriented, weapons raised. The clumsy sentries are gone. From the shadows atop the crates and along the gantries, the silent, menacing figures of the Inquisitor's hounds emerge. They don't attack. They just watch, their black armor absorbing the light. Then, a voice, calm, amplified, and dripping with condescending disappointment. It echoes from the ancient speakers all around them. It's Valerius.
So this is the great rebellion of the dust. How predictable. I confess I expected more from a daughter of the throne, but it seems the apple has fallen quite far from the tree.
Athena stares into the blinding lights, her triumph replaced by a mask of defiant terror. Elsewhere, lying on her bunk in her quarters on the Chimera, a frantic beeping comes from Aurora's hidden comms unit. Her ghost program has triggered an alert. It is latched onto Valerius's open, unsecured wideband broadcast from the refinery. She sits up and taps the console within easy reach. A grainy, live audio-video feed opens on her console. She watches in absolute horror. She sees Athena, Jax, Kale, all of them, caught, surrounded, hopelessly outgunned. It's a slaughterhouse in the making. She hears Valerius's voice, a sound that has haunted her nightmares for years, now mocking the sister she swore to protect. Kaelin appears in her doorway, drawn by the same broadcast also playing on the Chimera's bridge. He sees the feed over her shoulder. His face is grim, all emotion stripped away. He is a captain, assessing a tactical situation. His assessment is terminal.
It's an ambush, Rory. Layered fields of fire, no viable exit. He's playing with them. With us.
He puts a hand on her shoulder, his voice softening unexpectedly.
There's no way out of that. She's gone.
Aurora stares at the screen, at the defiant terror on Athena's face, at the cold, patient menace of the hounds. She hears Valerius's voice twist the knife. The grief, the fear, the horror on her face begins to recede. It drains away, leaving behind something terrifyingly empty. A profound, chilling stillness settles over her. Her breathing evens out, her focus narrows. The little shadow, the Emperor's perfect weapon, is fully awake. She turns away from the screen to face Kaelin. There is no pleading in her eyes, no desperation, only absolute, lethal resolve. Her voice is like ice.
Turn this ship around.
Kaelin shakes his head.
I told you it's suicide. We go back there, we all die.
You wanted a throne. You wanted to avoid meeting the Empire's deadliest hunter.
Aurora takes a step towards him, her presence filling the small room.
I'm going to introduce you to him myself. Valerius thinks he's rounding up a stray. He's about to find out he's trapped in the dark with the monster he created.
Kylan sees it in on her face. She's no longer the weary survivor, the reluctant marauder, or the grieving sister. She is the focused, deadly assassin and battle-hardened marauder she was bred, then trained to be. And she had made her decision. A choice now only the death of one of the two of them in the next few seconds can alter.
I always knew you'd be the death me, Rory.
Kaelin smiles wickedly at the unflinching Aurora.
So let's go die in a blaze of glory trying to rescue your sister that will go down in the annals of galactic space battle history.
Aurora smiles back and casually throws her arm over his shoulder.
You know I thought you'd come around. Eventually.
Laughing, they both turn to leave her quarters and head for the bridge.
A life for a life, Rory. I owe you mine, but my crew, I'll have regrets.
But in her heart, Aurora knew the truth that the emotionally hardened Kaelin was too afraid to say to her. The end of episode 5. Thank you for listening, and please continue supporting the Sci-Fi Taco Podcast, where the internet's best science fiction comes to life.